I was standing in what used to be my kitchen. Nothing left but black ash, melted beams, and the smell of smoke that clung to me like a curse. My house, my family's home, burned down in the middle of the night. And the people who did it? My neighbors. They thought torching my home would force me to join their precious little HOA club. What they didn't know is that I was the guy who literally wrote the fire codes they just violated. My name's Marcus, and this isn't just about a burned-down house. This is about greed, corruption, and a woman named Brenda Kensington who thought she could bully the wrong family. 6 months ago, this was our dream home. 2 acres of farmland passed down from my grandfather. A wraparound porch, a little workshop where I fixed furniture on weekends, and a flock of chickens my kids fed every morning before school. It wasn't fancy, but it was ours. And apparently, that drove Brenda absolutely insane. Now, Brenda, she's exactly what you picture when you hear HOA president. Platinum blonde hair, sprayed so stiff a hurricane wouldn't move it, a spotless white Lexus, and yoga pants that probably cost more than my entire chicken coop. She moved in a few months back, smiling, carrying cookies, pretending to be friendly, but behind that fake smile was a plan. At first, it was letters, community standards, property values, the usual HOA nonsense. I told her politely that our property was older than her HOA itself. We were legally grandfathered in. We didn't have to join, and we didn't want to. That smile of hers flickered for just a second, and I should have known right then she wasn't going to let it go. Next came the complaints. 17 in 1 week. Chickens too loud, garden too messy, my workshop a fire hazard. Every single one was bogus, and I knew it because I'd spent 25 years as a municipal code enforcement officer. I don't just know the rules, I wrote half of them. Every time she filed a false report, I had the paperwork to prove her wrong. But Brenda wasn't trying to win legally. She was trying to break us. She started recruiting other neighbors. Morning wellness walks past our house, women with phones snapping photos of my chicken coop like it was a crime scene. Social media posts calling us unsafe and unsanitary, flyers about dangerous chemicals in our garden. Even my kids got dragged into it. My daughter came home crying one day because no one would sit with her at lunch. My son's friends weren't allowed over anymore. All because Brenda decided to turn our family into the neighborhood villains. And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, I discovered her real game. Brenda wasn't just a pushy neighbor. She was a real estate shark. In every city she'd lived before, houses that refused to join the HOA somehow ended up destroyed or condemned, then sold cheap to developers. And guess who the listing agent was every single time? Brenda. Fires, floods, accidents. Always the same pattern. That night, I spread the documents out on my table, my wife Alina looking at me with worry in her eyes. "Marcus," she said, "this isn't just harassment anymore. This is dangerous." She was right. Soon after, the threats got more direct. In a Walmart parking lot, Brenda cornered me. Right there between shopping carts and screaming kids, she leaned in and hissed, "Some problems can't be solved with paperwork. Sometimes accidents just happen. House fires, gas leaks, old wiring, you never know." I stared at her and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Are you threatening me, ma'am?" But she just smiled that cold little smile and walked away. 2 weeks later, my house was gone. Flames in the night, everything we owned turned to ash. But here's the thing. When someone tries to take everything from you, they usually slip up. And Brenda slipped up big. She left evidence, more than enough for the FBI. Turns out, Brenda wasn't just running a neighborhood scam. She was tied to a multi-million-dollar fraud conspiracy involving real estate, insurance, and staged disasters. My house fire? That was the match that lit the investigation. And the binder I carried, the same one I'd used to defend our chickens and garden, that binder became Exhibit A in federal court. Brenda Kensington, queen of the HOA, is now sitting in federal prison. 8 years. No yoga pants, no Lexus, just a number on a jumpsuit. As for me, I'm standing here, coffee in hand, looking out at the land my grandfather gave us. The house is gone, yeah, but my family's still here. My kids still laugh when they scatter feed for the chickens we managed to save. Alina still plants herbs in the soil Brenda tried to bury us under. And me? I've got scars, sure, but I also have proof that when you push back against bullies, real justice can still win. And maybe that's the real lesson here. Homes can burn, walls can fall, but the truth always survives the fire. So yeah, that's my story. I don't know what you'd do if your neighbors literally tried to burn you out, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Because sometimes the wildest stories don't come from movies, they come from real life. Thanks for listening. Stay safe out there.